Good morning, everyone. It is September the 23rd, 2024. And today I'm going to talk about, again, something a little different, but something we've also talked about in the past on my channel as well. It just never seems to go away, and I think it's worth bringing up again because, again, it's about the bullying. And, of course, everyone's quite aware that I've put a bully in place with, that's Julie's bully in place in a previous video as well. But there's so much else going on for the bullying, and especially the online bullying. And that's what I want to address today, because there's been a lot of it going on. And I'm part of a sort of a chat group that we talk about a certain TV program. It was representing the 50s into the 60s, and for many of us, like I have a lot of seniors as well on my YouTube channel here, and it brings back the past. And the program is really good. It's very accurate. It's taken from memoirs of a person who was in that time period and lived, and people, even though she died, people who lived with at that time with her were able to fill in the blanks, and it's very accurate. So I'm not going to give you at the moment the name of this program, but there was being able to chat and just chat, and it's nice, and that's what I enjoy, chatting with you, my people as well here on my YouTube channel. But when people have to come on and make rude comments about the characters on the program, and they just go on and they bully, and so it got to the point where they've decided to you have to go private now. So you have to answer all these questions, follow these rules and that, so that you can talk privately on it. So this is the way they're going, so that you can't bully anyone, which leaves everyone out of the picture who might want to have something to say that is good if they can't talk privately. So the way I look at it is the bullies are winning here. To force people to do this, it means that the bullies are winning. And I'm not exactly, I certainly don't agree with it, that's for sure. I certainly spoke it up on Julie's behalf as well. And after 40 years of domestic abuse and the bullying and what went on with my husbands and that, I certainly will not take this anymore. And I will stand up and say something. So I'm going to, one of the people, I wrote something down, and I got a response from one of these people, and I want to read what I wrote, because I really expressed myself, and their response as well. And this is a senior to a senior. So I think you may find this interesting, and I'm going to state what I said on the channel at the time. No, not this channel, but the other channel, mind you, for the chat. And this is what I said. Being a senior, one thing I've learned over the years that there are a lot of bullies out there. With the technology we have today, it is so easy for them to hide behind it and bully and disrupt other people. Before technology, it was easier to shut them down and walk away. Now these bullies who crave attention by disrupting everyone who is enjoying themselves in conversation on something good have to add their 2 cents to the conversation to try and ruin a good thing. These people are childish, lack self-confidence, are rude, and have overinflated egos, and have nothing better to do with their time than, since they cannot do something constructive in their lives other than make other people miserable because they are miserable themselves. Let us continue on our wonderful, cheery conversations ourselves and let them wallow in their self-pity. We are so much better than them. Then her response was, "Oh, I agree, as a senior too. Let the bullying rubbish wash over. Never give them the satisfaction of a reply or any acknowledgement." So this keeps coming up constantly on us. And we have to step forward. We have to say something. Like I said, with Julie's bully, I mean, I did challenge him. If he wanted to say something at the time, couldn't say anything at the time. Took him about 2 months later to come back to me. And of course, I just totally ignored him at this point, because he didn't even have the guts to say something back then. And what he said 2 months later, it was a bunch of rubbish itself, and he hasn't even got the facts straight. So this is what we have to continue on with this technology that we have today. And it's this communication network that we have today is even far more destructive, I believe, than the party lines that we had with the phones years ago. And I've talked about some of that, and I put up one of my stories about the conversations we have on the party lines back then. But this has just exploded, and it's exploded right across the world because this program's coming from another country, Commonwealth country, but it expresses what's true to that timeline. And when I'm putting on videos myself and I'm explaining that there are things in the past that this program brings forward and brings my memories back as well. And there are good things out of this. And when I say I'm with the rocking chair conversations where seniors, we're getting together, we're talking, we're trying to bring good things and see if we can bring them forth into today's world in some form, shape or form, that it's going to be useful as a tool to make our lives better as well. Because our ancestors were not always wrong either. They had some really good things. And we have to respect that and go back and take a good look at it and see what can be done. Because it's not about putting people down with the bullying. It's about raising ourselves up. And there's a song that I used to sing in church about raising ourselves up. And this is what we're supposed to be doing, raising ourselves up, not putting ourselves down or having all these other people putting us down. But that's the way our society's come. We're so split and so divided. When you look at the presidential race in the United States right now, and even what's happening in Canada with our political parties, everybody's at odds with each other. We've got to stop this and become together. We must row the boat together. In other words, as my grandfather used to say, we're all in the same boat. We have to learn to row the boat together, because or we're going to have to learn to bail a boat out before it sinks. So we have a choice in the matter. So I just want to tell everyone, it's not fighting against one another. It's not dividing each other. The pandemic really took its toll on people. Our mental health is terrible right now. And what I'm coming out with the therapy dogs and what I'm doing with my dog, I'm going to have more updates on that as well. It's to bring people together, to help people, to make life better for people. And with whatever we have today, while we're trying to get things in place and better for all of us, we have to use the tools that we can right now. So please, everyone, look at your neighbor. Tell them that you really care. Tell them, and the same thing with your family. Families are so divided. We all have our needs, our right. That's the word I'm looking for. Our right for our own opinion. But we don't have to knock each other down just because my opinion is different from your opinion. And as I've always said, this channel is just what my opinion is. But there's a lot of people out there that are getting in contact with me, and I'm talking about, have the same opinions too. So we know we're not all wrong. Those who have a different opinion against me, I'm not saying they're wrong either. But I'm saying we really need to try and get together and find some common ground, because there is so much that we have in common with each other. We just have to sort it out. And I might add this with what I'm seeing with the political parties today. Really, what we need to do is sit down and come together. And, and I don't see this with the political parties, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, with all the experience and all the knowledge that we have gained, and we really are the time capsules for the time period of what we grew up with as seniors for so many years. Perhaps maybe we might be the ones that have come up with the answer. I think if you could put seniors literally in a conference room with a bunch of them together with all the problems we have, maybe we're the ones that can come up with some of the constructive ideas, and not the politicians at this point, because they seem to be tripping over one another. I don't know. I guess they're having a really hard time tying up their shoelaces or something, because they're really doing a good job of tripping up. And yet I see other politicians really coming forward, really trying to put something forward good, and they can't get anywhere because there's other politicians that are tripping over their shoelaces that can't get themselves going. So It's a really bad problem if our whole society is tripping over our own shoelaces. So, everyone, I'm going to leave it there for today. And everyone, take care, be safe, watch your surroundings, and we'll talk again soon. And bye-bye.